Hi everyone, so today we're going to be making this card, which is a 5x7 diagonal tuck explosion card. Big long title. I didn't give it its title. And so I saw this on Stamp Your Art Out. She'd done a version of it, but it wasn't 5x7, it was a smaller version, but I really liked it, so I thought I'd have a go. And it also means, you know, it's a sort of card you can use if you've got somebody, you've got lots of people who need to sign a card, it's perfect. So this bit here just untucks, and then you just open it up, and here you've got loads of space to write your messages in. So yeah, and obviously you could use this as like an inspirational if you wanted to give it to somebody, you had like a big, like a little message you wanted to write, or like a letter you wanted to write, or something inside. It'd be perfect for that as well. You've got a little thing on the side there so it stands up nicely. So that's what it looks like, and obviously it folds flat to fit in an envelope for a 5x7 card. It is quite bulky, so just bear that in mind. I'm using quite thin, well, thinnish paper for my folded section, but even then it is still quite chunky. The papers I've used for the check and this are the In Love Art Shop Merry Christmas 6x6 paper pack. So if you use my code ICEDImages, you'll get yourself 20% off, and it also helps me out, so please do that. But these papers are gorgeous, and I have gone through them in my craft haul video. I will quickly show you them now, just in case you haven't seen the craft haul video. We'll just do a quick flick through. So I've got all my little cutout bits at the back there that I've used already, but they are beautiful. They're all matte, and they're beautiful. So you've got like a green with a sleigh. You've got, now this one I've actually used one of those already. This beautiful paper, look at that. I was tempted to use this paper actually. And then we've got like a plaid hearts. You've also got the plaid that I'm using now. I think I'll come to that in a minute. Another floral one, beautiful. Yeah, there's the plaid that I used just now. Beautiful pine cones. Again, I almost used this paper as well. This one, I love this. I love the corners. And again, I was thinking of having that there and that there. And then I realised the deer was there. So it needs to be this way around. So it's the wrong corners. So that's the only reason I didn't use that, because I was close to using that one. And then we've got another check. And then the deer. And so yeah, so that is the paper pack. So it's beautiful, very, very nice, like it a lot. And you get 2 of each design, 24 sheets in total. It's 160 GSM, which is a good weight for pattern paper. That's a very good weight. So yeah, and then I'm also using this die here, which is also in Love Art Shop, and it's a snowflake die, and in the video you will see how it cuts out. So it actually cuts the snowflake, and then this circle cuts out separately, so this is like a separate circle. And then you've also got the stitched snowflake die, which is separate again. So if you wanted to just have a plain circle with just a stitched edge but no snowflake in the middle, you could do that. And if you wanted to put a snowflake, so maybe you want to use quite plainish paper here and just have like stitched snowflakes in it, you can do that as well. You can use that anywhere you want on your paper. So yeah, really like that die. Very nice indeed. It cut out an absolute dream. Didn't have any problems cutting it out. And it looks so nice. I love it. I love the way they've done that. So yeah, so that's the card for today. So let's get into it. Okay, so for this card, you're going to need you need thin layers of some things and thick layers of other things. Okay, so for your base card, you need a good weight of card. So your base card, the one I've got here, I think is about a 350, 300, 350, something like that. So yeah, you need something decent. Otherwise, it's just not going to hold up, because it's quite a weighty card once you've folded up your exploding part. So you're going to need one piece that is 5x12 and one piece that is 5x11. These aren't the best colours that I could have chosen, but they were the only ones I had that really matched, you know, that was a 12x12. So at least you can get both your pieces out of a 12x12 sheet. Okay, so on the 5x12 piece, you're just going to score at 5 inches. And that is all you need to do on that one. We're going to cut a bit off that in a minute. Then on your 5x11, you're going to score at 2.5, at 3.5, at 4.5, at 7.5, and at 10.5. So on this one, all you're going to do is that's going to be a mountain fold. So I'm just going to fold that over like this. And then what we want to do is we just want to cut. So with it folded like that, we just want to cut now so that we are cutting from this top left hand corner of the crease down to the bottom right, but you only want to cut through this square, don't cut through the 5x7 piece. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just cut that bottom corner off. Okay, so you should end up with that. So when you fold that over, that is like that. So next we're going to take this piece. Now what we want to do with this piece is it folds in a bit of a crazy way. So we want to start, if we start with the 1/2 inch first. So the 1/2 inch is going to be a mountain fold. So there's your tab, so there's your 1/2 inch on the end. The next one's going to be a mountain fold. And then you want a mountain fold again. Then you're going to go for a valley. And then a mountain. So you should end up with that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead now and stick this bit down to here. Okay, so if we fold this bit back like that, and then we're going to go ahead and put some glue on there and then fold it over and stick it straight down. What we also want to do is when we fold it back, fold this back on itself, you might find that it's not quite folding flat. So just give it a bit of a burnish with it flat like that. So it should, that's how it should look when it's stuck down. So that's going to stick to there. And it's going to be like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now and add some red tape onto here. Okay, so I've added my red tape, so I'm going to take the backing off, and then we're just going to, let me turn this around, just going to fold that down, keep this flap out of the way, fold your flap over like that, and then stick that down like that. So you end up with a tent, like a little tent fold, and then this extra piece here. Okay, so then what we want to do is go ahead and take our, this piece here, and this is going to stick at the back here. And so this is when you find out how sturdy that is. Because when you stand that up, you want to make sure this doesn't flop, because in a minute we're going to put something in there and it's going to make it quite top heavy. So we want to go ahead now and just stick this onto there. So I'm going to go ahead and stick it down, and then we can add in some decorations and really decorate it up. Okay, so there we have our weird looking card. So that's what it looks like. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and sort out this piece that goes in the middle, the exploding part. So for that, you're going to need a piece that is 9.5 by 9.5, and you want this to be thin paper. So this is actually 200 GSM, this piece, but it's pearlized. And so in that paper pack, this is from a first edition pad, and I think it's called Winter Rose or something like that. This pad is actually, it's supposed to be 200 GSM, and some of the papers feel thicker than others, and this one definitely feels, you know, thinner than most in there, which is good. I've also got it so it's white on one side, because that's the bit where you're going to write your message. So if you want to have it, you know, patterned on both sides, you can. So what we're going to do is, I'm not going to score it, I'm just going to fold it because it's thin, and you want it to be folded properly. I'm just going to do it by, you know, just do it without the scoreboard. So we're going to fold it in half like that, so that would be at 4 1/4, and then we're going to fold it in half again the other way. Then we're going to fold it in half diagonally. Now not all of these folds need to be all valley or all mountain or whatever, but what we're going to do is just going to fold it for now, and then we will refold the right way, like, you know, if they're mountain or valleys afterwards. Okay, and then we're going to fold the other way as well. So you're literally folding it in half diagonally and in the normal way. Okay, so you should end up with that. So now what we want to do is we want to make some of these mountains and some of them valleys. So you want to make all of that one there a mountain, plus this a mountain. That needs to stay as a valley. So if we just fold these back and just go, so that's a mountain there, and we want this part here to be a mountain. So I'm just going to bring that in, fold that back like that. Okay, so we've got mountain, mountain, mountain. The rest all need to be valleys. And what's going to happen is this is going to fold over like that. This is going to fold, oh, actually they're mountains as well, aren't they? This is going to fold in like that, and then the whole lot's going to fold over. Okay, I'll do that again just so you can see. So it's going to be like this. So you've got your mountain there and here. So this is going to fold down like that. So these two fold in like that. Okay, so you end up with that. And then this one here, you're folding in half. And as you saw me do, just re-burnish it. And this is why you really do need thin paper. Okay, so once you've done that, bring your card base back in. And what we're going to do is that's going to stick on there like that. And you want to make sure that halfway line is literally running on that crease. Now, when you fold it up, you might end up with a bit of resistance. It might not want to stick in certain places. That's absolutely fine. The other thing as well you might want to do is at this point, if you're going to do any kind of stamping or any kind of anything on the inside, do it now. Okay, I'm probably not. I'll probably end up sticking I'll probably stick a peel off sticker in as my greeting. Something thin and small. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick this down. So we just want to stick the underside. So let me just turn this over. All of this needs sticking down. And again, you want to use some kind of strong tape or glue. I would have to say glue is definitely preferable because you do need a bit of wiggle room for this. Because when you stick it down, you kind of got a bit of a battle between how it is when it's open and how it is when it's closed. So it's better if you can have glue because then you can kind of work it out. So that's going to go there along that crease line like that. Let's just get that nice and straight like that, and then let's just fold it up. It might well move, but yeah, I'm going to leave it open because when it's closed you can kind of, you know, refold it. It is slightly, it's not completely straight. Again, you might end up with it not completely straight, but you've got quite a lot of folds in there. So that is like that. So while that's drying, we're going to go ahead and sort out our pieces that go on here and here. So what you want for that is you're going to need a mat piece that is 4.5 by 4.5, and you need a pattern piece that's 4 by 4. And what you want to do with these is we're going to cut these in half from the top left to the bottom right. If you've got a directional paper, it's very important you do it the right way around. If you haven't got a directional paper, it's not, you know, it's not such a problem. But yeah, you want to go from the top left to the bottom right. If you just make sure you do it that way around, and then that way, you know you're going to have it right. So let's do the base card first. If you want to tape the back first, put some double-sided tape on first, that would be a good idea. I'm going to use wet glue to stick mine down, even though I'm using a mirror. So there's that one. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick my patterns onto my mats. Okay, so you should end up with that. So what I'm going to do now, if we bring our piece back in again, one piece is going to stick here, like that, and the other piece is going to stick on the outside here, like that. So I'm going to go ahead and stick those down. Okay, so now we've got that bit on the top and that bit there. So what we want to do now is this bit here is basically there to kind of tuck in, so this bit can tuck in there. If you want to make it a bit wider, you can. That is literally the minimum you're going to want to go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a piece of, now I've used mat card. This mat card measures 6 inches by 2 1/4, and I was going to put it on this section here, because then, yeah, it should work. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our school board back in again, and we need to kind of score it. So this is a bit of a different kind of thing, because one side we're going to have bulk and the other side we're not going to have bulk. So we're going to score this piece at 1/2 inch, and then we're going to score it at 5 1/2 and 5 5/8. Okay, And so that's just going to allow for that little bulk up one end. And so I'm going to go ahead now and put some red tape on that. Okay, so the red tape needs to go on the underside of your mat, on the tab. So not on the shiny side, it needs to go on the other side. So I'm going to just add, because I haven't got anything in between the very thick, well, not, you know, the thicker one and this really thin one. So I'm just going to use 2 layers of thin. And then we're also going to need to stick this middle bit to there as well, otherwise it kind of bags out. So I'm just going to go ahead and put normal backing tape on that bit. I could use wet glue, but I'm just going to use this for now. And I think all I'm going to do is just a piece at the top and a piece at the bottom. Okay, so we bring this piece of card back in. So the piece that has the little extra bit, that needs to go on this right hand side where the bulk's going to be. And the one that's just got the one score line, that needs to be on the left. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put this on here. Make sure it's nicely lined up. And I'm just going to stick that down. It's a bit wonky, but it'll do. And then what we're going to do is this tab here is going to stick, if I just pop this out a little bit, it's going to stick there like that, behind there. Okay, so let's do that one first. And then I'm just going to fold that down and stick that over there like that. Okay, that's why you need strong tape, because that is really going to be a bit of a stretch. Then we're going to come over this side and we're going to do the same over here. So we're going to take this backing off and we're going to go ahead and stick that in the same place. We just need to make sure that it's stuck properly, and obviously this is why you've got that little bit extra like spine, as it were. Okay, so then we're going to take this over and we're going to stick it in. Now what I would do is make sure you're sticking it so that second score line is what is up against there, not the other score line, okay? Because what you're going to need that extra bulk, because this is going to tuck in there like that. Okay, so then it sits up properly. So then what we'll do is put our pattern piece on. So my pattern piece is 2 by 4 3/4, and that's just going to go on the front there. Okay, so that's what you end up with. So this obviously gapes a little bit, but that's, you know, fine. But this is why you need this base card to be solid, because that's going to stand up like that. Okay, and as you can see, mine bows a little bit because of all that bulk. So just, yeah, make sure you are using a good solid, yeah, I've managed to straighten out a good solid piece of card. So then we're going to use, I'm going to put something on the front here. Now when I made this before, I made it slightly bigger because I was actually making it for lots of people to sign. And I just put like a little greeting in the top corner, and that was kind of it. But this time I thought I'd use this snowflake die, which I thought was absolutely stunning. So I thought I'll put that in the middle over the two like that. I thought I could put this one here. In fact, this could go in the middle here actually. I could do that like that maybe. And then I've got some Merry Christmas. I could put a Merry Christmas in the middle. I was thinking of having this here and having the Merry Christmas in the middle there. But now I'm thinking maybe I'll actually leave that in there like that. And then put the Merry Christmas at the bottom. Yeah, I think I will do that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Now this die actually cuts out the circle and the snowflake, and the actual stitch snowflake in the middle. You don't have to have that in there if you don't want to. I thought I'd leave the die in one piece, just run it through as it was, just to see how it comes out. And I absolutely love that stitch snowflake. So you can take that stitch snowflake out and just have that, you know, anywhere you want on the page. It doesn't have to be within the circle. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick this back in, stick that back into the middle there, and then we'll go ahead and mount it onto here. Okay, so I went ahead and just freehand cut, as you can see it's a bit dodgy, freehand cut out a circle and just covered it in tape first and then stuck it on, so that's all fine. So we're going to go ahead and stick that onto there like that. And then I've also got this sentiment sticker, which is a Merry Christmas, and it's actually a chunky Christmas chunky stickers from Simply Creative. These were out ages ago, I mean, back in probably 2017 these were from. I don't know if they're still available, but I'm going to put that at the bottom there because I think that's just quite sort of finishes it off. You could also put a bow on here if you want to, like a ribbon. I'm sort of tempted to do that actually. I'm sort of tempted to have a ribbon here. In fact, I think I will. So let me go ahead and I'm going to stick this down first, and then I think we will go ahead with the ribbon option. Okay, so because this is from 2017, I'm not convinced at how sticky these sticky pads are. They don't feel that sticky. So I've just applied a layer of red tape over the top because it is going to be sticking onto glitter ribbon, and I'm concerned it might end up popping off. So I just thought, let me just stick a bit of red tape over the top, and then I haven't got to waste that, you know, foam tape, but it also means I know it's definitely going to stick. So I'm going to go ahead now and stick this onto my glitter ribbon. Okay, so there we go. So I think it looks really effective actually. I was really pleased with the way this turned out. I like the original one that I did, but because obviously it's the first time you do it, you never quite know if it's going to be okay. And then the person can just open this up here, just bend it over slightly, open it up here, and then this all then opens up. And you've got lots of space to write. Great for if you're signing a card for somebody. You know, you've got lots of people who need to sign it, like an office, or, I mean, for us it was like a church. You know, a whole load of people in church need to sign it. So yeah, so that's the card for today. So I hope you liked it. Don't forget to head over to In Love Art Shop. Check out their dies and their papers and all their tools and whatever. Use my code ICEDImages, all in one word, to get yourself 20% off. And also don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, etc. And I will see you all next time. Bye.